I feel like you're going to have a hot take about
It's not time
this.
for Christmas music.
When is it time for Christmas music?
Day after Thanksgiving.
Incorrect. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Is This for Kids? I am Jonathan Bearded Blevins.
I'm Katie, Mrs. Ruby Ruvalcaba.
And we are your favorite parenting media podcast.
We've just declared it so, and therefore it is.
What if two people say that in the comments? That would be kind of fun.
First two to say it. Maybe we'd get a little shout out on another episode someday.
Ooh.
Or on the Instagram.
Unless they're people from either of our communities already, because that doesn't count.
Cheating. Yeah, we want new people.
Yeah. It's funny. Have been getting trolled by lots of comments so far since this podcast's inception. Mm-hmm. And 99% of them are just people in my community who just want to make fun of me.
Who just want to mock you.
I see their comments and I'm like, I know you.
It's like having a million little brothers.
It's how it feels, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
If it wasn't last episode,
yeah,
I think it was, but it also is now officially fall.
Definitely.
We're talking the last good weather before hell on earth in the Midwest happens.
Yeah, we both live in the Midwest where it's if it's not snowy, it's just cold and slushy.
Yep. And no sun.
Yeah, the sun's not coming back for months. I'm escaping to somewhere warm this winter.
Where are you gonna
go? My husband and I are trying to go to Hawaii, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay, that will be amazing. I'm a little jealous.
Pretty excited.
Maybe we'll join you.
Oh, that would be fun.
It's a dream that Jody has.
So fun.
But football is happening, and that's a thing. It's almost time for Christmas music.
Now, are you willing to go on record at this time, knowing what day it is now and what day this will likely release? Are the Lions still undefeated?
The Lions are not undefeated.
At the time of release.
At the time of release, I will say they will not be undefeated.
Okay.
But they will still be in first place of the NFC North.
That's because there's no chance anyone's ever going to beat them in the NFC North.
I do believe that they will start 3-0 and potentially be 4, 5, or 6-1.
Who do you think they're going to lose to?
It depends. It's football. Anything could happen. The Cardinals are like almost objectively the worst team in the last decade of a roster without a starting quarterback playing, and they almost beat the Commanders in week 1. So like anything could happen.
I'm gonna go on record, undefeated season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. This will either come back to haunt us or be prophetic.
Yes.
Which is super fun.
Yeah.
I love how you completely glazed over my Christmas music comment. I feel like you're gonna have a hot take about this.
It's not time for Christmas music.
When is it time for Christmas music?
Day after Thanksgiving.
Incorrect.
Okay.
November 1st. When Halloween is over, it is full-fledged time to think about
You're
Christmas.
supposed to be Catholic with me. We're not even supposed to be looking at Christmas music until Christmas.
I hear you. And I'm with you. If you want to go nerdy with me, I'm down to not even listen to it until the 25th, but let's listen to it for a long time. Weeks.
Wow.
I'm with you there. But if we're gonna listen early, which we both probably are, then it's November 1st for me.
Oh, wow.
Because why deprive yourself of joy?
Because Thanksgiving.
You already know what song I'm singing.
No, I hate that.
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
That's what you
There
think
is just one thing I need, and come on.
Okay, there are two types of people in this world. There are people who think of Mariah Carey at Christmas time and people who think of Bing Crosby.
I think of Bing Crosby. No, I think of Bing Crosby. Don't.
You just said Mariah Carey.
Don't do me like that.
Oh my gosh.
Don't do me like that. No, but seriously. Bing Crosby for sure.
Yeah.
Nat King Cole for sure.
Yeah.
I'm
Frank
all in.
Sinatra.
All in. Frank Sinatra,
Okay.
the new Frank Sinatra. What's his name?
Michael Bublé?
Yeah, Michael Bublé. He's the new Frank Sinatra. Rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett.
Because I think there's a Frank
Kenny
Sinatra
Chesney
Jr.
is the new Jimmy Buffett as well. There's just this kind of thing that happens.
That is so accurate.
I know, it's weird, right?
Oh.
He's just, at one point, Kenny Chesney was like, I don't care about country music anymore. I'm just going to sing about the islands.
Yeah, okay.
And that's kind of fun.
That's fun.
Okay, so we
We've
disagree
gone
about
off
Christmas
topic.
music, but we love it.
Yeah, it's not time to talk about it now anyway, because we're still in fall.
We're still in fall. We're still in Halloween-y season.
Halloween-y type
Which I'm
season.
going to need to stop saying that.
Weenie?
Yeah, my kids are going to be like,
That's it, weenie. Well, this podcast is not for kids, so don't let your...
It is not for kids, but we are here to help you discern what your kids should or should not watch. And we're just going to give you information and you can decide what you want to do with it. Today, we're going to talk about kind of a fun fact. Tale Dark Grimm is a Netflix show.
Yeah, sort of a hidden gem out there.
It's a hidden gem, I'd say. A
Yeah.
good friend of mine is the executive producer of it. I won't name drop.
But people
here.
could Google
They
it.
could Google that. He is a great guy.
Yeah.
And so I have a little bit of intel on kind of like the show that I don't want to spoil because I don't know like what I'm actually allowed to say from what they think when they made the show. But I will say this. I know that one of the things about Tale Dark and Grimm is it is meant to be a scare, not scar type of show. So it is a scary show, but it's for kids. At least it's targeted towards kids. And it is not supposed to be scarring. And they do a lot of things that we'll get into here in a little bit that stops it from being so scarring because there are some dark things happening throughout the show. But Tale Dark and Grimm is about Hansel and Gretel, follows brother and sister who are on a journey, and they are kind of walking through this animated world, finding scary and strange surprises after their parents behead them and then sew them back to life. They decide to leave their parents and go find new parents. And then they just go on this great, crazy adventure where they're tested morally and they have to go through all these different challenges. And they always come out on top and grow closer together. And they're put in positions where they have to make decisions. And if they make the wrong one, they learn from it. That's kind of what the show is about. But again, it is supposed to scare and not scar. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, it's sort of a Pilgrim's Progress meets Beetlejuice? I don't know. Like maybe I was going to say Coraline, but I backed myself off of that one. A little bit darker as far as kids' things are concerned, but it definitely is in that Brothers Grimm vein. When I watched this show, the thing that I thought of was, do you watch The Office?
Yes, I've seen. I never rewatch shows, so I've seen The Office all the way through.
Exactly one time. Okay, so Dwight. You know Dwight.
Yes,
he occasionally hops in there with like some strange, very German Halloween, or not Halloween, but like Christmas holiday character that shows up. So he's big on Krampus, and then there's like other people who come and steal you from your bed at night, and then they're your rules.
Yeah,
you better. This seems like that. It feels like it fell out of Dwight's bedtime stories, if we're being honest. Yeah.
Are you an expert in like the Grimm brothers stories?
Would I call myself an expert? No, I would not. I've read them.
Yeah. They're not intended for children.
They're not. Well, actually, I think they're intended for German children, which were never children. They came directly out of the womb to be scarred for life.
Yeah.
Yeah. German children are just cut different.
Yeah, but that stuff's like that. Like the Grimm brothers, this is dark stuff.
It's dark. Yeah. The Little Mermaid commits suicide in that version. So, oh wait, that's Hans Christian Andersen. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
Did I ruin that for you?
Wait.
A lot of these older fairy tales are very, very dark.
Are you serious about the Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
So why'd you stop yourself and say no?
Because it wasn't Grimm.
Oh,
it was Hans Christian Andersen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But still, like that old, really?
Yeah, she kills herself at the end of that one.
Why?
Because she
can't find Sebastian?
She ate it.
I'm like, oh my gosh. This is like that Winnie the Pooh horror movie that I don't know if you and I have ever brought up on here, but it is not for kids.
No.
And
terrifying.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but like these older stories that kids were told back in the day, we were a little less concerned about scarring our children for life then.
Sure.
But of course, the point of the thing is scare, not scar, right? So they've kind of toned it back. So like when the parents get beheaded, there's no blood or...
Well, here's the thing. This is what I thought was really interesting about this. And I think they did a good job of making it scare, not scar. If you don't have super sensitive kids, which I feel like is something I say all the time.
Yeah.
Because my kids would be like, a mom and dad killed their kids?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, my son Zachary looks at me the sweetest. If I like ever say something, I said to him something the other day that he heard incorrectly. Something like I was telling him encouraging him to try harder. And he thought I said like that he wasn't good at something or something. And he was like, who would say that to their son? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's not what I said. Like this. And so he would for sure, if he saw that scene, he'd be like, what parents kill their kids? But it's broken up by these three crows who kind of stop right before everything kind of crazy happens in any episode. It goes to these three crows who I think are hilarious.
Fair.
There's some mixed reviews out there about what people think about these crows.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think they're hilarious and one of the funniest parts. And they kind of, it's almost like mocking our podcast. Like they're like talking to the parents of who would be listening to our podcast and being like, yeah, time to close your eyes. This might be weird. We decided not to put gore in, even though it would be funny if we did. It's almost like the crows are talking to the parents about what their kids are about to see, which I think is probably helpful if this is a show you're going to watch with your kids.
Yeah, if you have those sensitive kids.
Yeah. But when they're like, there's not going to be any gore, it's going to be fine. And then they just slice their heads fall off. Or there's a part where Gretel, yes, you say it without
Hansel and
Hansel,
weird.
yes, it sounds very weird. where she needs to like the bone of an animal to open up a door, and she cuts off her own finger and uses her own finger as the key.
That's very Brother
That
Grimm.
is messed up.
Yes.
However, the crows are hilarious, and they're just like, oh well, it's probably gonna hurt, but you don't hear her scream, and she just there's no blood.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit. And like the brother gives her like wraps it up later, and there's still no blood even then. So really understand the scare not scar part. I think it's kind of fun. Do you think that Tale Dark Grimm is for kids? And if so, what age?
Well, hang on. Before we get to that.
We're going to keep going.
The devil's in it. And I feel like you really
Adam Lambert.
Yeah. You can't gloss over Satan.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. So Adam Lambert, who's from American Idol, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Of American Idol
More
fame.
recently from Jimmy Fallon, I believe, singing, Do You Know the Muffin Man? Oh, do you know the Muffin Man?
New goal of this podcast is to get you to sing something every single episode.
Do you know the Muffin Man? Okay, sorry.
Okay, sorry.
So that's Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Adam Lambert, not Adam Sandler.
Not Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler
Different
is
guy.
in Crazy Nights.
Yes, different guy. Anyway, he's in there. He's kind of he's a little comic as well himself, so he's a little less scary than he might otherwise be. Seems to love his grandma more than is normal for the devil, one would think. But that is in there. If that's something that your kids are familiar with, that's a concept they've heard of. He's sort of the overarching antagonist who's leading people astray and killing people who fall in love with the mom. It's a thing. But yeah, so just something to have in the back of your head that Satan's in there.
Yes, which I think that in general, so for me, whether or not this is for kids, again, I feel like I get this answer way too often when it comes to scary stuff. It's like, what can your kids handle? If they can handle some things that like might be kind of scary already, then why not? Like there's some good moral conversations to have throughout the show with your kids.
Yeah.
Including how the devil is portrayed and how Hansel and Gretel are dealing with that and that whole situation. For me, I'm probably putting it at like 10 or 11 years old. I'm curious to hear what you're going to say, because we sometimes disagree, but I'm saying like 10 or 11, and it's a show I would watch with my kid and have those conversations as Hansel and Gretel are going through these decisions that they have to make and which ones are correct and what do they learn from. I think it's like a fun way to kind of bring morality into your family conversation.
Yeah. I was putting this at 12.
No way.
There. I like to not tell John what I'm going to do just to see what his reaction is. But yeah, he hates it. 12. I think that 12 is appropriate. It begs a lot of difficult conversations. And so you do what you're saying. You need to watch along with the kid and be prepared to have those conversations. This is not a set it and forget it show for me. Like, we've got our Blueies and for me, The Lion King that you can just put your kid in front of. But this is one that you want to watch along with. But this is sort of a great introduction to those philosophy conversations that 12-year-olds are going to be having. So to me, it's a good end of elementary school, beginning of middle school. Yeah,
I'm so curious to talk to my friend and find out like what age he thinks is perfect for this, because I think they were aiming for maybe younger than 11 or 12. I think. I don't know. I have to check. Because when I hear like scare not scar, I hear young. I hear like 5, 6, 7, 8. But it could be 10, 11, 12. So I have to find out. But you and I are both saying like between 10 and 12.
Yeah, that feels
watch it with your kids for sure. There's a lot worse shows out there that your kids could be watching.
Yes. Would you like to name some?
Yeah, actually, I can't think of it off the top of my head now. Caillou.
Oh, okay. He does hate Caillou.
We need to have a whole Caillou episode ASAP.
We don't. Everybody is on.
Parents let their kids watch it.
Everyone's on the same page with Caillou.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of kids watching it with their parents don't know how bad it is. Like the llama show too is pretty bad.
Llama Llama Red Pajama?
Yeah. Oh, what a brat.
It.
What a brat he is.
Oh, but well, I mean, in the books he is too.
Yeah.
Least,
Get over yourself, dude. Grow up a little.
She
He's
said,
like Daniel
stop all
Tigers.
this llama drama. Sometimes mommy's very busy.
Wow. That was good. Yeah.
I used to have it memorized.
Isthisforkids.com.
Yeah, that's where you're going to find all of our socials, where you can locate us online, podcast link, YouTube. They should leave comments on YouTube.
They should. Comments. We interact with a lot of them. We enjoy them. Instagram is a lot of fun too, with a lot of extra bonus content.
Yeah.
And just, follow us so you can keep up with all the different things that we have going on.
Yeah.
We'll be right back in just a little bit to talk about Goonies, which will be fun. We'll see you then.
Great. See you there.